Join our Friday and Saturday Zooms for 3 hours of hands-on AHK teaching and support. Get unstuck and level up in real time. Get inspired by seeing fellow heroes apply AHK in everyday wins. The shared stories alone make membership a no-brainer.
Function that we had that allows us to capture these properties. That might be what you would need to use, unless AI used something else. And now, so there's a very good example of what I would do, guys, when I look at code that I don't know, and I want to know how they did something. So right now, I know that when I click on search for media, it does something that determines the duration. So I want to know how the duration was determined. I could either look for this button in the GUI, or I could look at the outline of the thing and see if I can find a function, for example, this one that says search media files. That's the reason why naming your functions is really cool, naming them correctly, because if this was called X, like how do I know that it's searching for files? But the other way is going through the GUI and looking for any buttons, right? So I'm going to look for all the adding, and then there's a button here, there's the stop, and there's the media files here. And here is where the event is. Whenever I click that button, it calls this function. It should be the same as the outline. So you can do it both ways. Now, when we go to that function, I want to know, what is it doing? Well, it deletes the list view. I assume that might be a list view. We check if the directory exists. Duration edit. This is interesting. Get duration threshold from the input. Okay, so I want to know what is my threshold. Now, there has to be a loop files here. There we go. So we're looking through all the files. And we get the extensions, we get the audio files, checking if it is media. And here is the function that I was looking for. How do I get the duration of a given file? So I go to that function. There we go. We get the com application here. And this com object, we can get a few things. This is just getting the name and file. I don't know if we need to do this. We already know what the file path is. I don't know why is it grabbing this. Because we need to get the details of, and this is a com object call. So we get the details of a given file in that folder. So I need the com object here so I can get access to this. And that gives us a string. Now, I don't know what that string is, whether it is in seconds or whatever. It says that the format is usually this, but it might be different. So we split on these three guys, I guess. And yeah, here we're calculating the hours. And here we're calculating the seconds. Sorry, minutes should be. Yeah, that should be minutes. And this will be seconds. So it is converting whatever we got into seconds. Now, the interesting part about that is how it is being displayed. You're telling me that this thing is 265 minutes and 10 seconds, right? Not hours. It's interesting that it's not showing the hours, though.
Well, I told it to do it in minutes.
Oh, okay.
The filtering done in minutes.
Right.
Or the search, the limit.
Right.
That was my preference, but I assume it just kept everything in minutes and to make it consistent.
So this is interesting. All right. So GetDetailsOf is the function that tells you what to get properties of a file. And number 27 is the property for length. Now, that is where, I don't know if you guys remember that we talked about not having magic numbers. So we don't need this comment if I already have a thing saying static length. And I would usually find the actual property name. And then instead of that, I would pass that right here. Then this comment is irrelevant because I'm saying get the details of each file, this file, and I want the length. Does that make sense? So you can read the code instead of seeing a number there, but it's so common that people just put numbers. Oh, it's 27. That it is that even AI is actually coming up with those kind of things like, yeah, we just put a number there. But if you tell AI, like, how can I improve this code? One of the things that is going to say, hey, don't hard code numbers. And I'm like, why did you do it instead then? Like, come on. But it is good. This is looking very interesting. So whenever you need to get information or those properties out of a file, remember that you can do so with the Shell.Application.
Get insider savings, 25% off courses, scripts, and done-for-you AHK jobs, making premium tools affordable and accessible. Tap into over 466 plus hours of AHK video gold, including fresh clips like this, for anytime learning that fits your schedule.